Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I hope everyone has or is having a wonderful Christmas. Christmas has kind of changed here a little bit for us. But before we get into that, I wanted to it's been a while since I recorded anything, and the last time I did, I tried the Adobe Odyssey, which I think it sounded pretty good. I didn't really do anything, and it sounded pretty good. So I think there's a lot of potential there. But man, it's just like, I don't know where to go. GarageBand, which is what I've been using, is so much, it's for dumb people like myself. And it's so much easier to just use that. So that's why I'm recording this one. I started using that, and it's been, how long has it been since my last post? Where is it at? Oh, it's not even showing on here. Well, I guess it was shown here. Let's see. So this is saying 10 days ago. Let me refresh that. Okay, yes. Oh no, it's still loading. So it's been roughly about 2 weeks. And in that time, I forgot everything that I learned on the Adobe Odyssey. Audacity. What is it called? Audition. Man. And so I just, the last week or whatever it was, 2 weeks ago, okay, that since I recorded it, I watched YouTube and I played around with it a little bit beforehand, and I got this. Okay, I can get it done. Just to do what I got to do, just recording myself, no problem. But then now it's been 2 weeks since I did all that, and I forgot. So I'm like, great. But anyway, and that's the thing. I guess GarageBand is plenty for what I do. But I think if I start to actually interview and do things of that nature, I would have to use Audition, right? Is that what it's called? Yes. Okay, Adobe Audition. Because why am I wearing my headphones? I don't even have that thing on. I was listening to something earlier. I just realized I had my headphones on. But I wasn't listening to my audio because it throws me off. Maybe I got to change the delay so there's no delay, but I could kind of hear myself, and I would sit there and, I don't know. It didn't work for me. So it's better if I don't hear it, I think, when I record. So anyway, so I'm doing GarageBand for this episode because I was tinkering around with the other one and I just could not get it figured out. So I'm back to the old school, but maybe someday I'll learn it. I'm like very bipolar, I guess. It's like I get really interested in something, or maybe it's not bipolar, and I'll like go crazy with it for like a day or two, and then I get burnt out, and I'm not like really that interested. So like there's that saying where it's like, you know a little bit about a lot of things, but you don't know a lot about little things. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, I think that's a saying. I've just been kind of hanging out in the garage, working on stuff, trying to build things, or just do little stuff that I've been meaning to do that I keep putting off. And so I've kind of just hung out there, trying to do a little yard work or whatever, do this and that. I haven't really been doing much, and I just haven't really had the urge to talk. Like, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, man, I haven't recorded a podcast in a while. And so I kind of like think about something, and just nothing really. I'm just like, I don't feel like doing it. And that's kind of the thing, is like, I'll do it when I want to do it. I'm not going to, oh my gosh, I got a deadline or nothing like that. So that's kind of where I've been. But I was just kind of thinking about it. And I was going to talk about some of the differences, I guess, between the Philippines and Christmas as opposed to in the States, which I can't remember if I already talked about this or not. But anyway, so for me, it doesn't really feel like Christmas. Like, I'm wearing this right here, and I'm like hot. Yeah. Granted, it is colder the last few days. It's been really windy and gray and cloudy, which is kind of what their winter, and that's how it's supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to usually be like this, but at the beginning of December. But it just kicked off like maybe a week, I guess. Maybe we've had about a week of it. So doors open, windows open, wind's blowing. It's not, it's not cold. I mean, it's cold for the Filipinos that live here, I guess. They're like freezing. Everybody's wearing a jacket and stuff. But I'm wearing the same thing I wear all the time. I'm more comfortable. I still got a fan going on here, but I don't have my my bandana that I wear all the time. And, and it's not bad. I still have the AC on in my room. I had it off for a few days, but I don't know. I just wanted it to be cold last night. So that's what I did. Anyway, so yes, it's cooler than the rest of the year, but it's not cold. And I know, like, in the States, there are different places that, obviously get colder than others. I liked having the 4 seasons. Shoveling snow kind of got old after a while, but still, it's just part of it, That's one thing in the States is like, you're getting tired of summer. You're like, when is fall going to get here in winter? And then fall is plenty. That's all you need to kind of recharge and go back into summer. But then you have winter. So by the time, you're halfway through winter, you're just sick of it. You're like, where's summer? Where's spring? And go through it all again. So if they just had spring and fall, we'd be good to go. Anyway, here it's like spring and summer, or summer and a hot summer. I don't know. But so, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to get in, I guess, the holiday spirit, just because it just really doesn't feel like Christmas to me, When I think of Christmas, I think of, cold. Cold's a huge thing. And like I said, I grew up in places where maybe it didn't get as cold, but it still is cold. You wore jackets, you got bundled up. Yeah, maybe it's not, you're going to go out and check your mail and possibly die cold, but it's still cold. Like even in Louisiana, which is very similar to this, humidity, but it gets into the 40s or I don't know if that was normal or not, but in the 40s during summertime. So you breathe and the moisture comes out, the warmth hitting the cold air, and you're wearing a jacket. So it still, feels like winter or Christmas. Here, it just does not at all. And, and people are like, well, what'd you expect? You go to a tropical period. It's like, yes, I know that. Okay. But it was like, I've already talked about the things I've weighed and measured and pros and cons and all that kind of stuff. So, man, coffee's good. So, I knew that, and I know that, but still, it's just hard for me to kind of really get into the spirit. It just seems weird. There's lots of cool things about it, though. I remember I grew up in a smaller city in Utah as a kid. I remember in the main part of the city, which was a small, they would decorate it, lights, and it was cool. And I just remember that as a kid. And as I got older, you don't really see that. I don't know, maybe it's just because my brain at the time, or they actually did kind of go all out, which I think they did. But so here, they do that. They put lights on all the lamp poles. So it's like if you go to any town in America, you wouldn't know it's Christmas, but you drive through here and you're like, dude, it's Christmas. You know what I mean? So they have that. They have stuff like that. I mean, they start playing freaking Christmas music in October, which is ridiculous. Because they don't have a Thanksgiving here. So There's no holiday, and they don't really have Halloween either. They have the the Day of the Dead, the Remembrance, and then after that, it's Christmas basically, So it's brutal. And then they also have like carolers that go around. So, I mean, I remember growing up, you would see carolers every once in a great while. It's like a church choir, and they're all dressed up, and you know what I mean? Sometimes they're not doing it for money, but it's just to be festive, And so then, you think about, okay, back in the day, in America in the 19th century or whatever, and people were poor, and so they would go around and they sing Christmas carols to people to make money. And they do that here too. They do it's kind of okay. So they'll show up and they'll start singing Christmas songs, and they're hoping to get money. And when they see me as a foreigner, they're like, "Oh, money bags." Not really, but that's people for the most part they don't see me, they see a dollar sign. That's just kind of the culture, you know what I mean? But which is not the case because my wife has all my money. Anyway, help me. No, I'm joking. What's that? No, I'm joking. Okay. But so, I'll be out in the garage and I'm like doing something, all of a sudden I see people just from across the street, they come walking over and they just, we wish you America. And they start singing, and they're like, for me to give them money, and they're thinking, hey, he's an American, he's got money. And I mean, I guess generally speaking, for the if you get a census of the town, that maybe, I'm more on the wealthy side, but I'm definitely not the wealthiest, or, I wouldn't even, we don't have to worry about stuff, but we're not like rich or nothing. And I totally forgot what I was talking about. So they were coming over. Oh, so they see me. They see. Oh, where I was talking about people seeing the dollar sign. It's just the culture, It's just American. They think they have money. So, so anyway, so they see me and they just woo. That's what they do, right? And they've done it a couple times. And there was one night I was out in the garage and all of a sudden I hear like a trumpet, and I'm like, what the, you know what I mean? And I look and they're standing there, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I didn't realize this was the first one, I think, actually, I didn't realize it was a carol. I thought it was just somebody and I'm like, cool, man, all right. And then it became apparent that they were wanting money, and I was like, oh, crap, I don't got money, sorry. So that happened a couple times, and then finally I got some change together, and it's in the garage. So, but since I've done that, there hasn't been any carolers. They must have been white foreigners, freaking poor or selfish or whatever. I don't know. But so they got that, So there's, kind of the lighting, and then unfortunately the music, and then they got the carolers and stuff. But the carolers is funny because they're just wearing the normal clothes that they do. They're not going out to go caroling. They're just walking and see an opportunity and start singing Christmas music in a bad tone. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So I'm like, I was telling my wife, I was like, God, it'd be cool if they would do it as an organized group and dress up and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like thinking about it though. I was thinking about the history of caroling, and that's what it was just kind of people, some group of friends and kids getting together. Let's go sing and see if we can get some money for some dinner or something. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's like, it like a lot of things, at first annoys me, and then I sit there and think about it, and I'm like, well, I guess that's, that's basically what it is, what it's for. So I can't get on them too much to be expecting money, I guess. But anyway, so there's that. So let's see, you got the lights, you got the music, and then the carolers. And then everything else, like in the mall, is set up for, shopping, for Christmas shopping and everything. But it's not cold. It's crazy. It's just, for me, it just does not feel like Christmas. Does not, even with all the stuff I talked about, it just does not feel like Christmas. It really doesn't. And it kind of sucks because I want to be, for me, Christmas is all about the kids. So it's not really about me. But it, I remember, my wife sent me a picture on Messenger from like 2017, I think. We were living in Washington, and it gets kind of cold there, and it can snow. And we had the living room all decked out, and we just, I don't know, because the kids were younger. I used to type up. We'd get like fancy paper, and I would type up notes to the kids from Santa. And it would always be kind of fancy, but they could read it, and I would type it. And it was always like, hey, I saw that you did this and this. That's great. That's why you made the list or whatever. Hey, just make sure you help with your brother. Don't be mean. The typical whatever. And it'd be like fancy paper, and it would be printed on there, and then I would sign it like a signature of Santa, and give it, and they'd each get one with their presents from Santa. So, I mean, we used to get kind of into it. I used to get into it, I guess, and I always thought that, they enjoyed that. And, but now it's like they're older, they know. So what do we do? And then, like, it's not on my mind because of here, and we didn't have Thanksgiving, and then, like in the States, you have Thanksgiving, it's getting colder, oh, Christmas is coming, and you start seeing it everywhere, and then everybody's getting cold and dressing up. You know it's coming. Here, it's like, I forget. Like, for me, tomorrow is Christmas, and I'm like, what? How? Already? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not on my radar at all here. So, I don't know, that's just kind of how it is. So hopefully, I'm kind of hoping maybe that'll change over time. So this is our, fourth Christmas here. And I kind of want to go to, like, Korea. So her sister, I don't like to give out too much information. So she has a family member that lives in Korea right now, South Korea, obviously. I don't know how long they'll be there, but I was thinking, like, man, that'd be kind of cool maybe to go to Korea. It's not that far. It gets cold. We can just stay in like a hotel or her family or something, and then set up a little and have, Christmas there. Make it kind of, you know what I mean? Because, like, we used to do that kind of stuff. And in, like, Washington, we went to this place called Leavenworth, which is in the mountains. It was like a German village town. It was a cool town, but it was especially cool during the winter because it's just snow and Christmas lights and everything everywhere. So that was always kind of fun. Like I said, we used to get into it. It's kind of hard. We're trying to figure out ways to get back into that. But then another thing that really kind of screwed that up, which I guess death screws up everything always, but my wife's mother, she passed away, almost a year ago. So it's right around Christmas, and that was always a big thing for my mother-in-law. And I think a little bit of that kind of killed some of the spirit for my wife too. You know what I mean? Which sucks because I know she's like, it's killed the spirit for her. Like we're dealing with the same thing, but just different. And, we know that, we can't just not do Christmas because, the kids. But the thing that that's kind of helped me, I think, a little is which I haven't read the Bible. It's been like I think it was like 2 weeks the last time I did a podcast. So it's been a month. No, it's been a month. It's been a while since I've read the Bible. I don't know. It's like for some reason I'm just not like in the mood to read and absorb and think. I'm just like, I don't know. So, but I try and use, that Christmas is about Jesus anyway, with, I guess, actually his birth. His birthday is actually in March technically or something, but, it's too late to change it. But, that's what it kind of started off. Or I guess it's kind of a blend between remembering Jesus and then like, what do you call it? The old Satanic kind of Christmas thing. It was like a pagan holiday that became a Christian holiday. Now it's a pagan holiday again. Ugh. But so I'm trying to teach, that to my kids a little bit too, more about Jesus and stuff. But it's like, man, I'm such a crappy advocate right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a I still, I'm constantly battling with my own little things, and it's like it's hard for me to preach about it when I'm still trying to get it figured out and everything from my point of view, from my side. So I don't know. I'm still doing it. I'm still working it, but man, I haven't even gotten to the Gospels yet. I got like 2 or 3 books, and it's like I was wanting to start the Gospels. Maybe I could read it. I wonder if I could finish it tonight. Would that be kind of crazy? No, because it's Christmas Eve. I got to go to the party. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. So I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know what So we gotta start. I talked about having our own new traditions. We've got to kind of let go of the U.S. traditions because they don't do it here, so it just makes it kind of hard. And I talked about they have so many parties and get-togethers anyway that it just makes it hard to do anything else. I mean, right now, even because it's the anniversary coming up to my mother-in-law passing, they do 9 days of prayer night every night, and people come over and eat food and all that kind of stuff. So you got that going with Christmas. It's just ugh. It's a little brutal right now for us, to be honest. But in the end, it's just the kids. That's what you want them to still enjoy it and look forward to it. I mean, I know they look forward to the time off from school. But they're kind of, I don't know, they've really, one thing about coming here is they've really changed. We used to spend too much money, buy too many presents for the kids. And here they get 2 or whatever, and they're good with it. You know what I mean? They're not, I don't know. I guess because living around a bunch of kids that don't have much helps a little bit, maybe. I don't know. They still do their flexing. Look what I got. All that kind of crap like we did as a kid, but it is different here. And so I don't know. Sometimes you try and talk to the kids. It seems like the only thing they seem to miss is the accessibility for other things like Arby's, different restaurants. And then Target. My son, my youngest, he loved Target because of the toys and everything. So, he misses things like that. That's the kind of stuff they miss. But other than that, everything's here, really, that you need. So, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be. This is going to be, I mean, I guess I did talk a little bit about the States in here. But anyway, I think that's about it for me. My time is up. I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas. And hope to see you on my next podcast. I don't know how that would work, but anyway. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.